I received 3 emails this week from someone claiming to be a target of gangstalking. That person calls himself Isaac, yet the name in Gmail and his email address appears to be of Arabic or Pakistani origin. So why use the name Isaac? As a target of gangstalking for 15 years, I am suspicious of almost everyone outside the family who contacts me. Isaac, if that's your name and you're watching this, you might be a genuine target, but I'm too tired and can offer you, nor anyone else who contacts me, any help. In his emails, he mentions his targeting and provides links, info and images of other people. One of those is Matthew Aaron, or Dr. Matthew Aaron, and I used to watch his videos on the demos that he attended and may have helped organise, and his chats with Ella 3. Both of these people suddenly stopped uploading videos, and they're not the only ones to cease making videos or podcasts, and considering they were so prominent within the gangstalking community, that is frustrating to the nth degree, and I'm presuming they are still alive. I don't ever recall seeing an explanation for the sudden cessation of uploads. You'll see in the images some people who show burns allegedly from directed energy weapons or other types of weapons used by gangstalkers. I've seen these images before and stated that my belief is these targeting operations are a no-touch torture program, and to leave such evidence as seen in those photos would go against the principle, for want of a better word, of our targeting. I receive burning sensations every night, but there's no telltale signs of this. I'm certainly aging prematurely and getting aches to where I'm invisibly pummeled every night, but proving I'm being hit by a weapon more than likely won't happen, and no one so far has offered such proof, even though I do believe the burning and aches are part of my targeting, and they're the more torturous elements of it. We had a visit yesterday from my brother's psychiatric nurse and the psychiatrist he sees once in a while, and the purpose of that visit was to ask my brother how things are and for him to consider upping the dose of his clozapine because of his frequent low moods and occasional thoughts of suicide. Today, my monumental stupidity revealed itself once more. Even more tired, achy, and with lingering burning is the lame excuse I have for falling for this again, something I should have just ignored. There was a knock on the door, and looking through the spy hole, I didn't recognise the person. She was black, had no ID tag that I could see, so probably not an official visit. And though whether I open the door or not is dependent on a whim, I made the wrong decision to open the door this morning, and it was only when she started talking the penny dropped. It was a tenant in flat 7 below. You might know, and for obvious reasons, I have been ignoring all the tenants in Dayak Court because of the collaboration in my targeting, the majority with their silence on what's been used to demonise me. She said she was really sorry about what happened before, I think this was last year, but wanted to explain and said she was also tired and felt guilty about what they'd been doing, and will explain all if I wanted to come down now. She caught me off guard, and stupid as I often am, why didn't I ask her to come into the flat instead? I said I would see her and to give me 15 minutes or so. This would give me time to get my camera, write down some questions, etc. When I was ready, I knocked on the door, and she answered and thanked me for coming, and I followed her into a room where her son sat on the bed, or I presume that was her son, the same guy that was playing on a PlayStation in the living room in the first setup from, as I said, I think it's last year, if you saw that video. I said I would need to film this, but she wasn't happy about it, and when I got my bike cam out, because what's the point if I can't film the evidence, she stopped talking and asked me to leave. I was being messed around again, and pleading with her that I needed to film it fell on deaf ears, so I said my part and left. Once again, I have no idea what this was all about, but presume I may have been filmed while in their flat. I went out later to get some shopping in Charlton, cursing myself as I rode to the shops. When I got back, my brother told me there was some loud knocking on the door. Looking through the spy hole, he saw the police. He didn't answer the door, and as it was locked, they couldn't let themselves in. So, is this part of a gangstalking plot again? You might already know the police have set me up in the past, and I'm quite sure they are eager to do so again. Why are you living like this all the time? It's like you're not living here permanently.
We do live here permanently.
Well, why is it such a shithole? Why is there nothing moved out? It's like a pigsty all the time. Why is that? Last time you invited me in, and it was like that.
Wait, who invited you there?
Your mum invited me in.
I don't think anyone invited
It's
you
your
in
mum,
because
yes.
I haven't seen you in before.
You're lying.
And
you was in there playing on the PlayStation. Remember? So it was a setup, wasn't it?
So who are you?
It was a setup. Yeah? Am I right?
I don't.
I made a complaint against our housing officer to the Notting Hill Genesis Complaints Department weeks ago over his reluctance to tell me whether he has found out why the tenant and her children in flat 10 opposite were levelling verbal abuse and threats at me. I don't only have evidence of them, but other tenants also doing the same. But as they were unseen, I wouldn't be able to state which tenant, aside from flat 6, was responsible for it, whereas with the flat 10 tenant, it cannot be denied. There's been no response to that complaint. The police are definitely colluding in the targeting and will not acknowledge my evidence of the stigmatising part of my targeting. It's better than credible. So they will not help. Isaac, the guy who sent me 3 emails this week, has just now sent me a 4th. He got in touch with Richard Vobes, a YouTuber I do watch sometimes. I too have contacted YouTubers over the years, and also law centres, human rights organisations and mainstream media. There is no support out there, so you are unfortunately on your own, or that's how it seems to me.